Obviously, it's been an eventful first year for you, between drama surrounding Act 10, the budget, just about everything else with the attempted recall underway now. How do the actual events of 2011 compare to what you expected your first year in office to be like?
Well, I think the biggest surprise I had was how after the budget repair bill was introduced, how much national attention we got. I knew, from 8 years of being a county executive in Milwaukee County, where we challenged the status quo quite a bit there, we knew there'd be pushback. I just had no idea the kind of national attention, first money and bodies that came in, but then eventually national attention from both the left and the right and everywhere in between. And so that probably surprised me more than anything else.
Any regrets on how you handled those situations?
Well, yeah, something I do differently. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20. But if I look back in time and say, what could I have done better? I think one of the best things I could have improved on was in January and February in particular, spending more time kind of laying the groundwork, preparing people, identifying, really explaining the challenge that we faced, the problems that we had in Wisconsin at both the state and the local level, and then walking people through, then taking it to the solution. Instead, I kind of took the approach of a small business owner. I identified a problem. I said, here's the solution, and then I just went out and fixed it. And I think, afterwards I still hear from a lot of people who say, I appreciate what you did, but I would have liked it if you'd explained a little better up front. And so, even something as simple as this, if people know now, and I talked a little bit about this in that campaign, I threw a number out and we exceeded it, but people knew that, in the past, many a good number of school districts had to buy their health insurance from a company that was associated with the teachers union. Now, because of reforms, they can buy them anywhere, so most of them bid it out. In doing so, they saved tens of millions of dollars all across the state, from big districts to small districts and everywhere in between. Well, that's something pretty easy. That's not just about a pension or health care contribution. That's something that only could be done to the changes we made, the reforms we made to collective bargaining. Or you hear about the overtime abuses, whether it was at the state with the people who could call in sick on their shift and then work the next shift in overtime, or the bus driver in Madison that made, what was it, $150,000. Those are all things that people go, yeah, we got to correct that. Well, if you point out that you can't do that through one source just at the state level, it's got to be done for every local jurisdiction. I think people would have said, okay, now tell me what the solution is and I'll be with you. We didn't do that, and that was one of the mistakes we made.